Have you ever felt your heart suddenly start racing before something scary even happened? Jubei, it was a strange noise at night. Jubei, it was an unexpected phone call. Jubei, it was that moment when you thought you lost your wallet. What is fascinating is that your body often reacts before your conscious mind fully understands what is going on. Fear is one of the fastest processes in the human brain. In many cases, your body begins preparing for danger before you have even identified the threat. And that is because fear is not just an emotion. It is a survival system. A very old one. In fact, fear helped your ancestors stay alive long before modern civilization existed. Imagine hearing a rustle in the bushes thousands of years ago. If your brain waited for a detailed analysis, you might become lunch. So evolution built something faster. When the brain detects a possible threat, it activates an alarm system. Not a literal alarm, of course. But biologically, it is surprisingly close. One small part of the brain plays a major role here. It is called the amygdala. Think of it as an emergency detection center. Its job is not to be calm. Its job is to be cautious. Sometimes a little too cautious. The amygdala would rather create 10 false alarms than miss one real danger. And honestly, from a survival perspective, that is not a bad strategy. The moment it senses a threat, signals start spreading through the body. Almost instantly. Your heart rate increases. Your breathing changes. Your muscles tighten. Your pupils become larger. All of this happens for one reason. Your body is preparing for action. This reaction is often called the fight or flight response. Although that is only part of the story. Sometimes humans fight. Sometimes humans run. And sometimes humans freeze completely. If you have ever stood still during a scary moment and wondered why you could not move, your brain was not broken. It was following ancient survival programming. Freezing can sometimes help avoid detection. The brain has been testing that strategy for a very long time. Meanwhile, chemicals begin flooding your bloodstream. One of the most famous is adrenaline. Adrenaline is like your body's emergency fuel. It tells multiple systems to increase performance immediately. Your heart pumps harder. Your lungs work faster. More blood gets sent to important muscles. Your body starts preparing for a situation that might not even exist. And that is where fear gets interesting. The brain is not always reacting to reality. Sometimes it is reacting to possibility. A shadow. A strange sound. An awkward social situation. An upcoming exam. A message that simply says, "We need to talk." Your body can trigger many of the same fear systems even when no physical danger is present. Because the brain treats uncertainty as potentially important. And uncertainty is something humans do not enjoy very much. Your brain constantly tries to predict what happens next. When it cannot make a prediction, anxiety often appears. Fear and uncertainty are close relatives. That is why horror movies work so well. The monster is not always scary. Not knowing where the monster is can be even scarier. The human brain dislikes missing information. It fills gaps with possibilities. And those possibilities are often worse than reality. Have you ever noticed how a strange noise at night feels scarier than the same noise during the day? The sound has not changed. Your interpretation has. At night, the brain has less information available. Less information means more guessing. More guessing means more opportunities for fear. Fear also changes how attention works. When you are afraid, the brain becomes highly selective. It focuses on potential threats. This is useful during emergencies, but it can also make fear feel bigger than it really is. You start noticing every negative possibility, every risk, every worst-case scenario. The brain is not trying to make you miserable. It is trying to protect you. Unfortunately, protection and comfort are not always the same thing. Another strange thing happens when fear becomes intense. Time can feel slower. Many people report that frightening moments seem longer than they actually are. This does not mean time literally changes. Your brain simply records more details. More details create the feeling of expanded time. It is one of the reasons dramatic moments can feel unforgettable. Fear also affects memory. Events tied to strong emotions are often remembered more clearly. Your brain assumes emotional experiences are important, so it stores them more carefully. Again, this comes from survival. Remembering danger can help avoid future danger. But modern life creates a new challenge. Many of our fears are not life-threatening. They are social, psychological, digital. We worry about rejection, embarrassment, failure, being judged online, missing opportunities. The same ancient brain that once worried about predators now worries about notifications. And yet the biological machinery is surprisingly similar. The heart still races. The muscles still tense. The brain still prepares for danger, even if the danger is just an uncomfortable conversation. That is why understanding fear matters. Fear itself is not the enemy. Fear is information. It is your brain trying to help. The challenge is learning when that alarm system is accurate and when it is overreacting. Because sometimes fear is protecting you. And sometimes fear is simply predicting disasters that never arrive. The fascinating part is that your body often cannot tell the difference immediately. That is why a scary thought can trigger a real physical response. A completely imagined situation can produce a very real heartbeat, a very real sweat response, a very real feeling of danger. The body reacts first. The thinking brain catches up later. And once you understand that, fear starts looking less like a mysterious force and more like what it really is. One of the oldest survival tools ever built. Fast, powerful, occasionally dramatic, sometimes wrong, but always trying to keep you alive. So the next time your heart suddenly starts pounding for no obvious reason, remember this. Your brain is not trying to sabotage you. It is running a system that has protected humans for thousands of generations. A system so fast that it can react before you are even aware it is happening. And that is what makes fear one of the most fascinating experiences in the entire human body.